Alright.
Hi. Go ahead. Sit down.
I don't know you. What happened to...
Oh, we'll get to know each other in no time. I've read through all your files, so I feel like we've been talking for weeks. I feel like I know your dad, too. Bill, right? Your dad's name was Bill? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I try to do what I'm supposed to do.
I know you do. Your supervisor notes that you follow instructions perfectly. Your dad made you follow instructions, didn't he? I'm talking about the custody battle between your mum and your dad. Your dad didn't play fair, did he? He used to make your mum look bad in court. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Do you want to talk about how that felt? I suppose I don't need you to tell me it felt bad to have a parent scare you into saying things that weren't true. He manipulated you. It wasn't your fault. It's really sad, but it's common for one parent to use their child to hurt the other parent. I know your mum after she lost the custody case.
I was supposed to be a good girl.
What happened to her had nothing to do with you, even though it was your testimony that did it. Was that testimony true? No, I didn't think so. But your dad is to blame, not you.
What in the frick did that have to do with anything? So we have names now. We have her Vanessa's dad's name is Bill. But that doesn't... Okay, let's just keep listening. Maybe they'll answer my questions.
You're not going to talk to me? No? What's the problem? Oh, the flowers? Yes, these are particularly fragrant today, aren't they? I'll move them. There. Now, let's see. What are you looking at? You're amazingly alert, aren't you? All right. Well, I'd like to have you tell me about yourself. But I can see that you're not going to do that. Or are you? All right then. If you aren't going to talk to me, I'll just go by these notes. You just sit there and be comfy. Or not. That chair doesn't really fit you, does it? Well, this won't take long. Let's see. Your previous counselor is no longer available. Does that bother you? No? You don't look surprised to see me sitting here instead of your last therapist. Well, then, let's get to it. I'll admit that some of what's in your file is a little surprising. Overall, you don't come across as a troublemaker, but if you read between the lines, it's clear that you have a little rebellious side, right? And I'm surprised by your knowledge of computers. You're something of a phenom. Do you know what that word means? It means you have unusual skill, like a hacker. I assume you know what a hacker is. Yes? Do you think of yourself as a hacker?
So, I'm trying to think of the story of Vanessa. So she... Because if Vanessa's not Vanny, if that's what we're led to believe, if Vanessa's not Vanny... Because I was thinking, because Freddy mentions it in Phasor Blast. He's like, hey, Vanessa and Vanny both start with V, and there's a bunny, Vanessa Bunny, or that kind of stuff. So even he calls it out, but that made me think even more that maybe it's a little too obvious. But that ending, the lift ending, or not the lift ending, this rooftop ending shows that it's not Vanessa. It was another blonde-haired person. So that makes me think that maybe Glitchtrap is Vanny. Maybe Glitchtrap took control of Vanny because she makes note of that she has unusual skills when it comes to technology. Glitchtrap, as far as I'm aware, is a virus. He's a computer virus. At least that's what FNAF VR told us. He's a computer virus that escaped into, I'm assuming, the real world. So that's what I got off of that one. Okay, next.
last night about you, and I have to be honest, it was upsetting. Apparently, the IT department has put together a pretty lengthy report chronicling non-job related communications that have been coming to your computer. The fact that you're still doing something obviously not work-related on the job is disturbing enough, but what bothers me about what I read is that the messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I get a lot of messages from friends. I like when Lewis writes to me. He's funny.
I'm not talking about Lewis. You know who I'm talking about. Why won't you open up about it? What you might not know is that this person who's been sending you messages has been hacking into your personal files too. These are the same files I have here. These files are full of details about your life. Do you know what that means?
I'm not in the tech department. I just type on the computers.
I know that. But what matters here is that this person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
Okay, so I was trying to take back what I said last time. I'm wondering if the person she's talking to is Glitchtrap, because I believe in FNAF VR, one of Matt Pat's things that he noted was that I can't remember if it was in the file or something in the game. I don't remember where it was, but Vanessa was talking to somebody through the files, and the person on the other side was Glitchtrap. And I'm wondering if this is the same. She's talking to someone that is Glitchtrap. The therapist is mentioning this person as manipulative. Glitchtrap is. They're mentioning them as being very tech savvy. He is. He's a literal virus on a computer. So that's what I got out of that. So next one, I guess. There's 16 of these?
It's good to meet you. I've read your files, so I'm up to speed on what you and your previous therapists have worked on.
Now this is a third one.
Sure, you can have a candy. I'll have one too. You look chill sitting there like that. Not a care in the world, huh? Alright, well, I'd like to start by talking about your parents. What happened to them? And you? It's tragic. But when I looked through the notes, I didn't get a sense that you've processed that emotionally. When I read your account of what happened, it came across as, well, more of an objective rather than a subjective narrative. Oh, sorry. You don't know what that means, do you? What I mean is that the way you told the story is more like you were reading something from a book than you were talking about your own past. That makes me think you've cut yourself off from it. Is that right? Not sure? Well, I see in your file that you spend a lot of time by yourself and are good at self-dialogue. You know what I mean? Asking yourself questions and getting answers. So maybe you should ask yourself how you really feel about your past. Maybe you should give yourself a chance to really look at what happened and let yourself be upset about it, so you can let it go.
So, the media thing I got out of that one, if you complete FNAF VR to the fullest, and you put on, basically you get, this requires a Halloween update, you get to the basement, you unlock the Vanny mask, you can use the Vanny mask in the prize counter. If you put it on, you start to hear a girl talking to herself. And that's exactly what she just said. She says that Vanessa's talking to herself, but she's not. She's asking questions not to herself, she's asking questions to Glitchtrap, because that's exactly the thing that's happening. So, this game's clearly linking FNAF VR and FNAF Sister Location together very oddly. I wonder, they can't all be happening at the same time. That seemed a little strange. Okay, next one.
Hi, Vanessa. Would you like a candy? Butterscotch today.
No, thank you. Those have 35 calories apiece.
Well, they taste good to me. Okay, I thought we could do something today that will help us get to know one another better. It looks like you've never taken an Inkblot test, right? No? Okay. then I'm going to show you some ink blots, like this one. And I want you to tell me the first thing it makes you think of. Here we go. What do you see here?
A treehouse.
It does look sort of like a treehouse, doesn't it? Do you like treehouses?
I like to sit outside and read.
That's good. Now, what about this one?
A beetle.
Really? Looks like a face to me. That's very interesting.
That's the most cryptic one so far. She saw a beetle? What in the world? Okay, so she saw a treehouse first. Is there ever a moment in any of the games, specifically VR, where you're in a tree, where you can see a treehouse?
I doubt it. Highly.
I'm trying to think of all the FNAF VR locations. You can see a barn and the FNAF 4 house. Oh, that's another thing too. Is if you're linking FNAF VR, you're also linking FNAF 4 because FNAF 4 happened. Those two have to happen at the same time because in the Halloween edition, you can literally see the crying child's house in the distance. The beetle one doesn't. I don't know what that means. But I'm trying to think. I don't think there is a treehouse location. There's a forest. There's the maze. There's a bunch of indoor locations.
I don't think that there is a treehouse location.
It's really strange. Okay, next one.
Have you thought more about what we talked about?
These are in order, by the way.
In our last session, you told me you were sad and scared about what happened to you. I suggested you write down exactly what made you so sad and scared. Did you do that? You know, I work with people of all ages, from little kids to the very elderly, and everyone reacts to tragedy differently. Tragedy always leads to a feeling of loss. It's a hole that feels funny, right? Yeah. So, if you could process those feelings, how do you think it would affect your fantasies? Would you keep them in the way they are?
They're getting more cryptic as they're going along. I don't understand anything about that one. Next one.
What are you doing? Oh, you like those? I do too. They smell so sweet, don't they? Apparently, the janitor on this floor has a garden and has been putting bouquets in the offices here for years. Do you ever grow things? No?
I work a lot.
I know you do. Maybe more than you should. More free time would do you good. Do you have a hobby? No? Perhaps we could find one for you, like a sport. No? I have a craft space in my basement. Maybe I could come up with something you could learn to do.
I don't like dark basements.
So, dark basements is definitely referring to the underground bunker
Yeah.
that you first find Vanny's mask in.
I
What happened there, I don't know, because I think there is blood in that location. I can't remember exactly, but that's got to be what that's referring to. Because there's no other. I mean, I'm sure there's other basement locations, but I don't know. That seems like a direct reference. Okay, so there should be 16, so we should have 6 left.
Comfortable, but I think you already are. It looks like you could take a nap. That's a nice chair, isn't it? According to these message logs, you've been working pretty late over the last couple of weeks. Or not working. Are you ready to talk about who you're interacting with? From what I can see here, the interaction is getting more serious. Is it distracting you from your work?
My work is important. There's a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay. So obviously, there's a non-disclosure agreement. That means so for Zach, because I don't think you understand what that means, do you?
I don't know what that means.
Non-disclosure agreement means basically you don't speak openly about what the thing is. So she's saying her work has a non-disclosable agreement, meaning she's not allowed to talk about it. Interesting.
Good morning, Vanessa. Well, I can't blame you for looking out the window instead of listening to me. It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?
I like the blue sky.
So do I. Now, let's see what we can get done on this nice sunny day. Okay, here we go. I know part of your job requires you to do online searches, but a routine audit of your search history has revealed that you're doing a little private searching on company time. Is that right?
I get breaks.
That's true. So, on your breaks, it looks like you were shopping for a costume. You purchased some fake fur material. What are you gonna make? What was that? Did you say the costume is a secret? Why is that?
I can't talk about this. He said he would always be watching. He could be here, or there, or anywhere in between.
Are you talking about your dad?
Nope.
These feelings come up again. I hate sounding like a broken record, but this is something you really need to resolve if you're ever going to be happy.
I have. I compartmentalized him. He's locked away.
No, that's not what I mean.
Wait a minute.
You can't just ignore an issue. You have to face your memory of the experiences and process them so you can let it go. So you don't get triggered anymore. You can use a sort of self-dialogue to release these things.
I don't like doing that.
Well, okay. We'll get back to that. I'd really like to know something about this costume. What's it for?
Okay, that one was a big one. First big thing is, she locked him away. You play as Vanessa in VR. That is nuts. Because you never get a name. It's just a nameless person. So in the final challenge in VR, your goal is to get to the stage and because Glitch Trap lures you to the stage. I think you don't get stuffed, do you? I know you're on the main stage and can't move and you see him running around. Not running around, but like hopping around.
Yeah.
The good ending, well, like the quote-unquote good ending, is you locking him away, but then he locks you away in return. And then the costume would signify Vanny's costume, but the ending, now I'm wondering what's lying here, because something's lying. Either there's two of them, or, because, like, the costume she's getting is obviously Vanny's, right? What other costume would she be making? And then, because another thing to note is her costume can be taken off. Vanny's costume can be taken off. Glitch Traps is not a costume. She's not making an animatronic costume because they're metal. So that's got to be what that is. The only thing I don't know is it for her or is Glitch Trap just asking for it for the other person that's actually wearing it? I don't know, but that was a juicy one. All right, 12.
I understand you'll be transferring to a different location soon. I'll be sorry to see you go. I think we've been making progress, don't you? You can request to come back and speak with me more on your own time, though. Did you know that? Our sessions don't have to be company mandated. I have all sorts of clients, Vanessa. I don't just work with corporations. I work with individuals and small groups. I even work in schools. I'm wherever I'm needed.
I'm needed somewhere else now. Thank you.
She sounds possessed in that one. Just a side note, okay? 13?
When I'm getting to know a new client, I
like to start by finding out directly from them what they like to do. How do you spend all
Fourth
the time?
therapist.
Nothing. Well, how do you feel about sports? You like sports? Yeah? No? Oh, I get it. You like to watch them, but not play them. You like being inside, don't you? I get that. Lots of weird stuff outdoors, isn't there? Yeah, I understand. Well, I hate to do this right off the bat, but I've been directed to ask you about this. Apparently, I'm the 4th therapist you've had.
Yep.
And apparently, all 3 of your former therapists have gone missing. Or 2 of them are missing. I don't want to scare you, but I have to tell you that one of them was found dead.
Huh.
That doesn't seem to upset you. Well, then I guess I'll go ahead and tell you that the woman's body was pretty messed up. It looked like it was mangled by machinery. That doesn't bother you either? It's all pretty strange, I think. I'm not clear on the circumstances. Apparently the police don't have any evidence. How does all of this make you feel? Maybe I should be watching my back. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Okay, shall we move on to something lighter?
Okay, first of all, if I'm this therapist and I see a track of dead bodies after this person, I quit. I quit.
No.
Also, they were killed by machinery. The only connection I can make to that is in the Vanny option ending. Vanny is seen controlling the bots to kill Freddy. Kill, quote unquote. She tries. But someone relating to her, if not her herself, is killed. So they said 2 of them are 2 are missing, 1's dead. That's what she means. I was about to say that there was the one that's unaccounted for. So 2 are still missing, presumably dead. The other one was actually found. She mentions mangled, but it's not mangled itself, I don't think.
Yeah.
That one's really interesting. Okay, 14. We're coming up on the end here. I can't do anything. Wait!
Oh, we're out?
14, we're missing 3? Wait a minute. We're missing 3?
Where are we missing 3?
Are we sure we got the Bonnie one? Hang on. The only 2 we didn't get were the ones that were inaccessible. Well, they got moved somewhere. So one got moved to first aid. The other one got moved to that stage. We got both of those.
Yeah, so it's not them.
What in the world? We're missing 3. Because the story's getting too good to, like, end this now. Well, come on. I thought we had all of them. Should I go check Bonnie's place?
Guess it wouldn't hurt to check.
It's really far away. That's why I wanted to come do all this at once, because it's really far away. All right, now we have the rest of them. So
Let's finish this.
let's finish this story. Next one.
Do you know a place called Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex? I'll take your silence as a yes. And besides, I know you know it, because the technicians who work for Pizzaplex know you. Or rather, I guess it would be better to say that they think they do. They report that they've caught you on camera, or at least it appears to be you. Nothing to say about that? Well, the techs are convinced that you've hacked into their system many times. Although, I'll admit I don't see any proof here. Seems like they have more of a gut feeling than fact. But apparently, the hacks are causing all kinds of problems.
You get a kick out of that? The idea of techs running around like chickens with their heads cut off? Yeah, that's a funny image, isn't it? But seriously, I have to say that I think it's weird that you'd spend so much time in such a busy, social place. You seem like more of a loner to me. Lots of time by yourself instead of with friends. Lots of time talking to yourself. Right? Is it the electronics you like? I saw in your file that you have developed software programs that talk to you in repeat phrases, right? The program asks you questions and prompts you for responses. It's kind of like your own self-therapy, isn't it? Another way of talking to yourself to work things out, right? When I saw some of your recent encrypted conversation logs, that's what I thought I was looking at. It felt like I was watching someone go back and forth in their own head. But the text found something that's different than that. When I read what they found, at first, I thought I was looking at more examples of you just talking with yourself. Then I realized it was different. When I study this, it sounds like there is someone else responding to you. Who is it?
Yeah, so that confirms my theory then, that she's not talking to herself, asking herself questions. She's talking to Glitchtrap. That just confirmed that. Okay, cool.
I saw some Inkblot test results in your file.
Fifth one.
Inkblot test. You want to do one? Yes? Okay. How about this one? What do you see? What? You want to hold it? Okay. You think it's a mask? It reminds you of a mask? Like a disguise? Yeah, I can see that. You like the idea of being disguised? Disguises let you be sort of invisible, don't they? You can get away with almost anything when you're invisible, can't you? Yeah, you like that idea, huh? Well, okay, moving on. I have another report we need to talk about. Apparently, the techs were reviewing communications going in and out of this building, and they came across some interesting things. They say you were in communication with someone, or maybe something. Pretty strange. What do you think about that? Nothing? Well, the texts say it looked to them like it was an attempt to manipulate you, or maybe to lure you somewhere. There, that's better. On this side of the desk, I can see your eyes. The thing is, when I read the communications, I get something different out of them. I don't think you're being manipulated here. I think you're the one doing the manipulating. No comment? Huh? Okay. Then how about this? I have this still shot the text pulled from the security footage that recorded you in the Pizzaplex. That's you, isn't it? I know this image is distorted, but I think it looks like you. And you're not alone here. You're talking to someone. Or something. It's hard to tell. What are those things? They almost look like rabbit ears. What? You find that amusing? Well, I guess it is.
Alright, that's another big one. So, the first thing she said was this place. So, this therapy session is happening in the Pizzaplex. Then she says... What's the next piece I want to talk about? So, the rabbit ears... The problem with rabbit ears is both Vanny and Glitchtrap have rabbit ears. So, it's unclear which one they're talking about. If it's rabbit ears and it's talking about Vanny, that means that's a solidification that Vanessa is not Vanny, but she's talking to Vanny. If it's Glitchtrap, that wouldn't make very much sense because he's not a physical being yet, as far as I'm aware. Well, I guess he technically is. I don't know. It could be either one. Because the problem with it is they're both bunnies. Vanessa's more of a bunny figure, I guess. Also, that's another thing I want to talk about. That's the fifth therapist. I think each time, so I'm predicting the sixth tape is either going to be something completely random because this is the last one you need, or she's going to have a new therapist because the sixth one immediately caught on to her talking with someone. It seems like each time the therapist catches on to her talking with someone, she bumps him off. I've noticed that. So, let's see if my theory is correct.
I got another
Nope.
message from your text at the Pizzaplex. I'm afraid it's about you again. The techs have been struggling to fix some serious glitches with the robots. I'm not sure what exactly is wrong, except that it's making the robots more eerie than entertaining. You like that? Eerie instead of entertaining? Thanks, but it's really not that funny. Apparently, the glitch extended beyond the robots. It went system-wide. It began infecting all the machines, and when the techs traced the glitch back to its origin, it led them to you. I'm not going to pretend to understand everything I'm reading here, but what I get is that the system-wide glitch was like a cascade that was broadcasting a very dangerous message. While the techs were trying to reprogram the system to remove the glitch, the source of the glitch shifted. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not all that familiar with computer programming, so I might get this wrong, but what I understand is that the glitch stopped being a glitch and turned into an intentional set of subroutines that were aimed at creating the same thing the glitch created. Those subroutines seem to have come from you. Can you explain that? Listen, I'm on your side here. Our sessions are just between you and me. The techs can't prove what they think, so you're not in trouble. I just thought you could tell me what you're trying to do. Maybe if we could get to the bottom of that, it could help you. What do you think? Still not talking? Alright. Well then let's do this. Why don't we talk about the research I did in your past, shall we? Some therapists think they should only focus on information they get from their clients, but some therapists, like me, think it's helpful to find out about clients from other sources. Wanna guess what I found out when I looked into the tragedy of your past? All that stuff about your parents? You aren't even gonna look at me? Fine. You can look at the floor all you want. But it won't change the fact that none of what you said in your file about your parents was true. The truth is, you had great parents. A great childhood. Why did you lie? Look at me. Tell me why you lied. You... Well, I can understand why you might feel angry about the way I just confronted you. Why don't we come back to this another day? You're shaking your head as though that's not going to happen.
Because she's gonna get killed. So she lied about her parents getting divorced, is what that's because that's what the first couple tapes told us. But that wasn't true. She lied about that. And it seems like she created this elaborate story with it too, because the first therapist was like, "Oh, in court, the testimonial you gave was the thing that did it." All this kind of stuff. I wonder if it's like shifting the blame kind of thing. It's like, hey, if I'm doing something wrong, this is to blame. I wonder if it's just kind of like a save system for herself. So the glitch, the glitch that the therapist was talking about, I'm assuming is Glitch Trap. It started out as a glitch made, but she didn't make Glitch Trap though. She helped him get out, technically. That's really interesting, and I assume, yeah, it's just telling me that. Yeah, it doesn't say required item anymore.
Because we got all of them.
Obviously.
Yeah.
God, you're dumb. I'm really interested to see what Matt has to say about that one, because I don't know, honestly. She's talking about sub glitches or whatever that lead back to her. She keeps killing these therapists, or it's either her or Glitch Up. I don't know who it is. So she's killed what, 6 at this point? 6 dead kids. Oh no, that's unrelated. Although Scott and FNAF team love their number 6, don't they? So wait, we have Purple Guy who's killed 6 people. Vanessa who's probably killed 6 people. Now next game we're gonna have another person that kills 6 people. 666. Satan. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to see what Matt has to say, because I'm sure Pat's already uploaded a theory on this game probably already. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just have to see what he says about that. I don't know, honestly. That one's interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about that.
Oh, I'm sure you don't.
Yeah, well...
Did you start with yeah, well again?
Well, why do I keep saying that? I'm actually not trying to say that.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for this game. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. I'm sure there's other collectibles. I'm sure there's other stuff like that. I don't think we need them. As far as I'm aware, I haven't read anything that said, oh, if you get all of the collectibles, this thing happens. I don't think so. Which is weird because there's a lot of collectibles, so you'd think there'd be a reward for getting them all. I'm sure there's a trophy for getting them all, but that's about it. Unless something else pops up that I'm like, hey, we should do that, then I think this will be the last video of Security Breach. Yeah, we haven't gotten any teaser for what their next thing is, what their next project is. I assume it's going to be another... I don't think it's going to be completely open world again. Maybe it will, I don't know. So we'll just have to see. So, yeah. Here's an actual formal outro. On the left, check out the FNAF playlist. It's going to have all of our FNAF-related content in it. Security Breach will not be in it yet because I want the playlist to at least be in order. So we're going to finish FNAF World and then do FNAF 6. I'm going to try and do VR. I don't know if it will capture my headset. We'll have to see about that. If it does, then hey, we can do it with VR. Plus, the original way we played VR was in my room, and it was a very claustrophobic room, so we had to use a controller. We still might have to use a controller. We'll have to see. But down here, because we're in a living room that's way bigger, we could actually move around and not be in a chair, which will help a lot. Anyway, so that's the place on the left. On the right, probably check out horror games or Phasmophobia, one of the two, something relating to horror on the right. And of course, guys, consider subscribing if you like the content you're seeing. Every series we dumped to this point, we'll finish except for Luigi's Mansion because nobody liked it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, well, a lot of
yeah, well, nothing. Yeah, well, nothing. Yeah, well, nothing.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.